I believe we are live. Good morning, everybody that's watching. This is our first try at doing a live stream. This is the ISO challenge where we choose a weekly word that is the theme of our challenge. You'll catch the drift if you're new. It's fairly simple. Just to clarify that for those who are still waiting for the word axe, all those entries. Uh, I haven't done the video yet. I'm very sorry. We will do it as soon as possible because because I just didn't get any time yet. Um, so please go and look at how to enter the competition. We have updated the do's and don'ts, especially renaming the files. That's very important for us because we lose some data after we archive the footage, and then we don't know who the participants were that took those photos. Um, please remember that there's a XT4 up for grabs, and not a lot of time left really to get the XT4. Thanks to Fujifilm, and I promise you it's a great camera. I can't wait to get my own. And then obviously all these top 5 entries automatically qualifies for the winner to be the winner for the XT4. But look how fancy I am now. I'm bringing in my partner in crime here. Let's go. How's it, Andre?
Hey, bro. Lekker Peri.
Well, yourself?
Lekker, man.
Oh, bright and early morning.
Very
And,
early.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm obviously but I'm going away for a little bit for the first time in about 3 months. I have an off weekend.
Awesome.
I can go and enjoy myself. My wife and I, in the middle of the mountains. Can't wait to get away. So after this, packing and going.
Take me with.
I will, in my pocket. And then we have a very good friend and a brilliant photographer with us today. There he is. How's it, Fred?
Hey, how's it, guys?
Hey, bro.
Can you hear me all right?
Welcome.
Everything good? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, Andre, we should get mics and stuff, huh?
Very making us look like we don't know what we're doing. Yeah.
Oh, do we know what we do? Or we, you know, do we? So, what have you been doing in lockdown, Fred? You have quite an interesting story.
No, yeah, well, basically, geez, where do I start? Like, I mean, short story, but I think about just before lockdown, we were planning on moving over to the UK, my wife and I and our kid. And yeah, then lockdown happened as soon as we basically bought our tickets, planned everything out. So they caught a repatriation flight out to the UK, and obviously, me not being a British citizen, I had to be stuck here and wait for the whole lockdown to basically finish because there's no flights out. So I'm just kind of like biding my time, just doing some personal projects now while I've got the time to do it anyway. Moved down to my house in Betty's Bay, and I'm just kind of staying here, just waiting it out. And then we'll take it from there. I think lockdown's pretty cool in some aspects that, now we can't really do any work. You've got all the time to basically do the stuff that you want to do, in terms of photography and all those kinds of things. So it really it allows you certain kind of respite in some ways. So yeah, just kind of biding my time at the moment, just kind of shooting cool stuff around Betty's Bay, essentially.
Not a bad place to be stuck.
It's not. It's really not. You know, there are worse places, but I just thought stuff it. You know, I bought a camera in the beginning of the year. I might as well just test it out properly now and get myself ready for when lockdown ends. We can actually do some proper work with it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
You also lost the camera.
Yeah, that's the 5D2 finally said goodnight, eh? 208,000 shutter actuations later, it finally said bye-bye.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was busy doing like a whole time lapse, and it just like suddenly went. It's a horrible sound.
Doesn't
but
sound good.
You know, it
it
was expected.
At least if you enter a lot more, you stand a chance to win that Fujifilm. Huh? We can finally win you over.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Well,
cool.
We are here to do the discussion for the entries for the word "ant."
Yes.
So if you are watching, you are more than welcome to leave comments in the comment section because we can see all the comments. Can you guys see the comments there?
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to take part, you're more than welcome to post a comment there. So Andre, do you have the photos ready?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. Now we just have to see how we are going to. This is a new program. So as soon as you share the screen, I think we will move to the side.
Can you see that? Huh?
Yeah. Boom. That's it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. So this photo was from. I hope I say it right. I'm sorry. Takui Jin. But the theme was disenchantment.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Fred, this is quite right up your alley, hey? This type of thing.
Yeah, look, I love anything dark and broody and moody, and yeah, man. Well, let's kick it off. I think. Geez, I was looking at this earlier and I just thought, wow, it's an awesome portrait. I mean, it looks like it was shot in kind of like a natural overcast day, which I love. It's really like it brings to the mood and everything. I love the posture of the hands, like just that kind of, you know, and obviously with the face and then the mouth being shut, like shown shut. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. The background I would have darkened slightly, maybe with a gradient, so it's you know lighter in the middle behind her head and darker towards the edges. But besides that, I think it's a great image. I love the tone. I love the mood. It's dark and eerie. It's really cool, and the eyes and everything looks awesome. It's a good Photoshop job. I think I would have maybe gone. Oops.
Did we lose Andre now?
Oh no.
He'll be back. I forgot that you should actually say who you are. So maybe you can, while we wait for Andre to return, you can quickly just tell the viewers who's Fred.
Who's Fred? Well, Fred is a photographer and filmmaker. I'm also like on the internet known as image engineer. So I shoot a lot of like band photography, concert photography, music videos, and what else? Portraits, still life, anything really that like looks cool, I think. So and I've started a YouTube channel a while back. So I'm just doing like bunch of gear reviews and tutorials and stuff like that, and like little short film things, just anything that I find kind of interesting.
Where can people go and see your stuff?
I think everything is pretty much there. It's just at Image Engineer, or just search for the Image Engineer on YouTube, and you should find it, or on the internet. Website is imageengineer.co.za or theimageengineer.com. I just got that domain finally. I think that's pretty much, and on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, basically
Awesome.
all the profiles. Yeah.
We will try to link that at a stage here in the comments.
Cool.
I don't know what happened to Andre.
I know.
Maybe his computer died.
Ah, shit.
Just popping him a message quickly for everybody to know. So let's. Do you have influencers that you look up to in photography and video?
Oh, geez. I think I wish I knew how to pronounce this guy's name, but he's definitely like my all-time favorite photographer, and it's Eugenio Rezuenzo, Spanish photographer. Does like very fine arty kind of fashion and stuff. Like he shot the cover for Rammstein's latest album, or last album, previous album. But when was it? 2010, 2011. Of them all sitting around the table. It's a very like a Renaissance looking kind of feel to it, and he shoots a lot of these kind of stuff in studio. I absolutely love that kind of stuff. So go check that out. He's on Instagram as well. Very dark and moody.
If you can maybe just pop that name in the comments that people can see it, that would help a lot.
Where do I type in here?
Andre just let me know his internet just went down.
No.
But he's working hard to get it back up.
Cool.
Hopefully he can use his phone as a hotspot or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, there he's back.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Yeah, so Fred, you concerned about your internet in Betty's Bay? Now mine's kicking out. Sorry.
Well, Fred just helped us to get him to know him a little bit better. And did you type that in the comments, Fred? The name.
I can type here in the comments quickly.
And one of his influencers, Andre. I don't know if you know the guy. What's his name, Fred?
I just sent you a message now. I don't know if everybody can see that message. Oh no, that's in private.
I can just copy and paste it.
Yeah, just copy and paste that for me, please.
All right.
I think that's how you spell it. I hope. But he's a really, really cool photographer. As I said, like fine art, fashion-y kind of stuff.
Okay. Eugenio Requienzo.
Yeah.
Does it ring a bell, Andre?
No, I don't know his work, man. Definitely gonna check it out.
Andre, it's on the Rammstein cover album. Rammstein cover. He shot the cover like the previous. Wow. Yeah. That one of them all sitting around the dining room table.
Oh, hectic.
Yeah. That's his work.
Now I know.
Andre, if you can just share that screen.
All right, cool, bro.
Again. This is going great so far. Hey, but it looks smart, though.
That looks great.
Looks fancy. Must just work.
Fancy.
My fault. Sorry.
You can't go on the internet if there's no internet.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool.
So you were talking about darkening the background a little bit, Fred.
Yes, so kind of like just create a halo, like just behind her head, just kind of accentuating the background a little bit, not too much, like placing the focus a bit more on her. Other than that, I think the level of retouching is good. I wouldn't overdo it more, like there's too much skin softening or anything like that. So I think it's a good balance. But yeah, other than that, I can't really fault it. I mean, technically wise, I think it looks pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Andre?
Cool.
Yeah, I think really cool image. I think the main thing, this image actually reminds me of your grading, Fred. Um, I love the tones, and it's a really cool, man. I love those blue and the green tints. I'm not a fan of the background. I think it's very distracting. I would have kept that very minimalistic and clean. I think the bricks is just taking away from the image. Then, when it comes to the posing of the hand, I feel it's a bit too much. I think you're already getting the message across with the stitches, so I don't feel it's necessary for the finger as well. I think it would have given a little bit more power if there wasn't anything in her face, type of thing. Can you guys hear me? Because I can't see you.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'm like sitting here, it's like talking to myself, like
I know.
very strange. Um, Something I would have done as well. Oh, this is something I wanted to mention. I don't like the zips. It's kind of a bit distracting for me. Um, and I would have added in, but that again, that's just personal taste and style. I would have loved to see a little bit of a rim light, just separating a little bit there. I think the editing, the retouching is great. Like you said, Fred, I think it's a good balance. And the mood is definitely there. So overall, really cool shot. Thierry, back to you.
For me, I actually thought that Fred was entering under a hidden name when I first saw this image, because it reminded me instantly of some of his work. But I knew there was something different. So maybe you are an influencer for this person.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say the same things that you said. I think the background is distracting. At least bring her a little bit forward from the background to get a little bit more of a depth of field on the wall if you only have that to your disposal, because we are still in lockdown and we don't know what the participants have at their disposal, so maybe they only have a little townhouse and that's the only background they have. But I would have bring them just a little bit forward to get that depth of field, to get the subject separation a little bit more. I also agree with Andre that the story, don't spoon feed your audience, is what they always told us in drama, and it feels like it's almost that things. The mouth is already closed; you don't have to show it's closed. But I do like the hands in the shot. If it weren't there, I would have missed it a little bit. Would have been a super weird shot maybe. But all in all, a great piece of work, and I'm really glad that we had this entry.
Yeah, I think also just on sorry guys, just on one last note on that image is, I think if we were to change the orientation of the image, make it a horizontal shot, move closer into the face, and just kind of highlight the face without the hands, and just having the stitches across the mouth, would also look quite awesome with this kind of lighting and the mood and the eyes and everything. Just simple is always better, than rather having to overcomplicate it. If you don't feel the background works, maybe just have it as a very close up, kind of like just here. I don't know, that could maybe work.
I see also the shot was taken at f5. So depending on the lens here, if it was a bit of a faster lens, it could have helped you as well. If you open up to 2.8 or something, just to knock that back out. But let's quickly see if what you're saying here, if we crop this image a little bit. You mean something like this, Fred?
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
You also feel it's way stronger. You've got that.
immediately, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, man.
And then
Okay.
there, even the hands kind of work, and they won't. You can either have the hands or not. I think it'll work both ways. So, yeah, very very cool.
Very cool shot, though. I think one thing with shooting portraiture as well, but again, I'm just saying, photography is so subjective, but shooting a 42 mil is not really. When it comes to my portraiture, that's not a mil I would normally shoot. I think the shot would have looked amazing at like an 80 mil.
Yeah.
Just to get everything compressed, and it would have worked way better in that sort of crop, if that makes any sense. I would have just, or at least just 50 mil then. Cool. Do
Nifty
you guys
50.
Yeah. Yeah.
50. Can I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's okay. So I have the names here. Thanks, Ben. We had to struggle a little bit this morning to get the names of all the participants. This is Mika Menar, Intoxicant. So
Okay.
that's the Mika Menar, Intoxicant.
Nice. Cool. Andre, do you wanna start this one off?
Hey, bro, ek is die hype man. Hey, all
Okay.
about you, Fred.
All right. I think this image, it reminds me a lot of like a 70s kind of backstage, like a Mick Rock kind of shot. If you had like a very strong flash from the side, like almost like a with a beauty dish attached to it, against that wall, because you get that kind of stark contrast. This would have been like really, really like interesting, like a really like crazy shot. Like I love the makeup, I love the eyes. It's insane. Like it's really, really cool. But immediately I think like a more stark kind of like flash, like nose diffusion, nothing would work awesome with this kind of thing. I think like the concepts there, it needs a bit of refinement. There's also things like the composition. I would have moved the headspace down a bit, or move the head up a bit towards the edge of the frame. Yeah, I think other than that, let me think. I think it's cool. I think you either go closer, yeah, like you just did there, Andre, or you go much further out. So it's almost like a medium close up, or so you see more of the body. I think you kind of have to choose. It's a bit of an awkward kind of shot for me right now, but maybe that's even the point of it. Maybe it needs to kind of make you feel a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, other than that, I think just the lighting I would have made more stark if you really wanted to make it look like a candid shot, like have that stark lighting from the side, kind of like off camera. And yeah, I think other than that, it's pretty cool. I dig the makeup, I dig the expression. It's cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I also, from my side, I think it's a really cool concept. I totally agree with Fred with the lighting. If you had like almost like a Terry Richardson straight flash.
Terry Richardson, that's who I was thinking of. Sorry, not Mick Rock.
Man, I totally agree. If you use that type of lighting, the shot would have worked very well as a black and white as well.
Yeah.
I think with this image on the grading side, I think you can push it a little bit more because the concept's so strong. One thing I don't like Fred said as well, the crop is really wrong for me. It's just got to do with the thirds. Your focus point is the eye on a portrait, so you need to make it fall on a third. So what we did earlier, something like that, you can see it's falling on a third there. That works for me. Um, when it comes to, I would have loved to see more detail in the mouth, just a little bit more light here. We're losing that a bit. Something I really love about this image is that catch light. Yes, that's creepy, man. So that is really cool for me. Something that bugs me a little bit is because the angle, it's shot down on the subject with her looking up. So if you visually, you are taking away all the power of your subject, and this is actually supposed to be the other way around. Shooting down and up would give the subject more power, if that makes any sense to you guys. So that's something I would have played with a little bit more. But yeah, I think it's a really cool shot. I don't like the texture on the wall. That would have been cool if that was just white. And also, if you point that out, you can see the hotspot coming in now. So that's something I would have cleaned that up. Other than that, really cool concept. Well done.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that in cinematography we also use the angles from shooting from the top to make someone feel a little bit more out of control or not as powerful, and you're shooting up when someone is powerful. That really helps a lot. Knowing what she did, this photographer, if you look at the behind the scenes, she did all this on her own. It looks like it's in her bedroom. She sat next to a window. I don't think she has really extra flashes and lights. So she sat on her knees, probably getting the goo in her mouth and taking photos.
Wow.
So she did this all by herself.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
Jeez.
that's
impressive. That's
really,
amazing,
really
yeah.
cool. So there was no extra help or bounce boards, or this was her kneeling so that she can drip on, I think it was a newspaper in front of her. So yeah, hats off to take on to get the results.
Yeah.
I'm sure she can be proud of it. Yeah. Well done, Mika. Next one.
Cool.
Next one.
I think we're gonna have a few late people coming into the stream because I forgot to share the link on the places. There we go. We have some new people here. My business partner just joined. And thanks to him as well that we can use this program now to do the stream.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dirkie.
Thanks, man.
Right. This one was done by Taryn Goldman. She's quite an avid participant, and the theme was planting.
Awesome. I dig this. It's got a very like a Geordie Coalitic kind of vibe to it, shooting through, through your subject kind of thing. It's really, really awesome. Does she have any like behind the scenes on this? I would love to see that, like how she did this. Because obviously, rolling up a piece of paper and obviously shooting through that with the mud over it or something. It's really cool.
In a little bucket. I think the inside of a bucket, cut out the border. What is the bodem in English? And then bottom.
Yeah. Yes, early morning, bro.
Dude,
it's so weird for me to not see you guys. It's so difficult. I'm just looking at
Sorry, I don't know if I go to this view, it will be only me. Yeah,
it's only you.
I want to see you guys. But anyway,
I'll cut a little bit away every now and then.
Okay.
To this one. See, we are still here, Andre. We are still here. Okay. So
Cool. Well, yeah, as I said, like this reminds me so much of like the guy called Jordi Koalitic on Instagram. He does a lot of these kinds of shoots where he shoots through his object or through the subject kind of thing. And it really looks cool. Like it's such a striking image. Immediately you're like, whoa, what's going on? I you what did you say? What the theme was? What planting? What?
Planting.
Yeah. So planting, I would have loved to have seen something in her hand. Like I get she's planting, whatever's in the hole now, but I would have loved to have actually seen that in motion. So an actual like roots coming towards the camera out of her hand. Because at the moment it kind of feels like she's reaching out to grab someone's hand that's fallen down a well. So the concept maybe needs a bit of work. Like other than that, technically wise, it's absolutely stunning. I love this image. Exposure, everything, like it really leads your eye. The composition leads your eye straight to a face and a hand. But I would have loved to have had that third element of just like having something in her hand. That's my only crit to this. Other than that, great job. I love it.
I also feel, Taryn, this is an amazing shot, man. First time I saw this, it immediately grabbed my attention. I'm with Fred, and I think Pierre, when we did the top 5, Pierre also mentioned he would have loved to see some seeds, just falling into the hole. I really love the lighting. Really works for me. If you look at the rim lights on this side of her face, and that the sun is obviously coming through, hitting this part of the hole. So for composite, that's everything's making sense. One thing for me that is just a little bit too distracting is these ribbons, the blue. I would have lost that. And it's very cool because this styling is so cool and she looks so rad. But if you look at the shot from there, it's just not working for me. It's weird. It's coming out the fingers over there. And then one thing that I really would have done is I would have knocked this out a little bit more, less depth of field, because I think everything would have pulled in more towards her. This is kind of forming, these plants or trees kind of forming part of her body now. And if we had, I won't say similar depth of field to this little flower over here on the back here, would have tied everything together for me a little bit more. And then I'm just not a fan of this is just a little bit too orange for me on the grading side. But other than that, I think it's a great shot, great concept as well. Well done. I really love this image.
Yeah.
Gary.
Hey, I can see Taryn is watching
Awesome.
with hawk eyes now.
Yeah, now I'm so nervous, man.
No, it's fine. For me, I'm sure that this photo can go up in her house. I mean, it's something that she can be very, very proud of. And I'm so privileged that this photo has been taken for our challenge. I do understand that it's difficult to get your angle right because of the sun. I'm assuming, but I assume that it was part of the plan that half of the foreground and the other half will be contrast with the one hitting light and the other one, and that's, you can only get that if you turn the bucket towards the sun in the correct way. But for me, it feels like the hole is facing almost straight. It doesn't look up. So if you kept that flowers which she put in there, if you kept that and don't see any trees in the background, maybe shoot a little bit more up with some seeds falling towards the lens, it would have been the perfect shot. That's the only thing I'm missing. And I do agree with the ribbons. I actually, when you zoomed in now, I saw that it was ribbons in the hair. I wasn't quite sure what it was. Where was? Damn it! Hate English. Um, but she told us now it's her daughter, and I'm sure that this will be the daughter's profile pic and the mother's profile pic, and this will be a photo that will be remembered for a very, very long time. I think she can be super happy and very proud of it.
Well done,
Definitely,
Taryn.
definitely, yeah,
Okay, am I moving on, guys?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
Oh, I have to say that this was from Lorraine Bosch, and it's antique.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, I think wow, it almost has like that painterly feel, um, on this image, and I love that look on especially antiques. I love the lighting. It works so well with the subject. It feels like you're actually standing in an antique store. I'm just yeah. There's a few things. I'm just actually gonna pop it up on my second screen here just so I can see. Um, there's certain things in the background that's it's light in the top left, like almost like she was dodging and burning, and then maybe missed the spot. I'm not quite sure, but it's like light and then it goes dark. I would have just kept that dark or keep it light. One or the other. Um, I would have loved to have seen. Also, I think it's in the bottom as well a bit that it's kind of like there's it's not an even gradient. I would have liked to have seen more of an even gradient. So just a few things on just the retouching side of things, but I think other than that, I love it. I would have maybe used the soft light from the side, and I want to see dust in here. I don't know why. I want to see like like a light shaft with dust kind of coming over. Just kind of from like a window light or something. Just to kind of add to that mood and feel of it being an antique. Composition wise, I would have shifted the violin over to maybe the left third. So it's a more of a leading line to something else. And I would have used the what do you call it, the bow. If there's the bow at the back, rather have that kind of lying down on top of the violin, on the top third on the right. So it kind of like diagonally crosses the violin, so that your eye has a leading line from the bottom left to the top right, starting from the top bottom of the violin to the top of the violin at the neck where the bow kind of crosses over. But other than that, like, I love the mood and feel of this. This is absolutely fantastic. I love still life images like this. Well done. Good job.
This is really cool, Lorraine. One thing, yes, something that I really love about this image is little light splashes over here, the front here. I would have just loved to see a little bit more detail, especially in this area. So if you could have bounced a little bit more light into those spots. Something that distracts me a lot is this red that's going on over here. I would have cleaned that up. And then I can't, like, if I look at this image, my eye just goes to this little, what is that? Little knob.
It's the tuning knob.
Tuning knob. It's just that highlight. It's just taking away so much of the image. If it was lit similar to that, it would have worked. And you could have just flagged that out or just slightly changed the angle to sort that out. Other than that, I think it's a really great shot. I'm afraid you almost want to see dust, and you want to see maybe a little bit of a haze. I think that would have worked really well. This is also just a little bit distracting for me. It's just the light is hitting it a little bit too much. Even if we crop that little piece out, it might be a bit tight on the, but that already for me is a little bit cleaner. It's just those little things that bug me a little bit. But other than that, really cool shot. One other thing is this highlight is just a bit too much, just a little bit distracting. Other than that, really awesome. Well done.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really glad to see entries like this as well. It's a bit more classical and, excuse the pun, and with the word antique and everything. And I love the little broken string. It tells quite a story. I do agree with you on the lighting to get it softer. But now, what if someone doesn't have a softer light or things like that? What can they do to be able to get that look? Like builders type of things or homemade hacks. What's your advice to get softer light if you don't have that to your disposal?
Well, I mean, I built a softbox like a few years ago, but it's about a 2 by 2 meter softbox made out of PVC piping. And
that thing is amazing, Fred. You must
just like
I'll buy one. I love it.
Just like parachute material, and you can actually get the schematics for it for free off the internet, as far as I remember. And the whole thing cost me about I think 1,000 rand from Builder's Warehouse, and it's just parachute material and diffusion material with PVC, with a frame made out of PVC piping. So it kind of, you don't have to spend like 30,000 rand on a massive softbox or whatever they cost. You can just go to Builders and just use a bit of that, and just as long as you put even like a curtain or something in front of a light, standard house light or whatever, just to diffuse that light a little bit more would work wonders. I think it'll also get rid of the highlights on the tuning peg there, or knob, as well as on the body there. So it'll just really like soften it out and make it look a bit more antique. So yeah, I think definitely, like, I mean, I'll post a link to the schematics on the group and all that kind of stuff of what we can do with lighting, just to give you guys a bit of an idea. But you don't need to worry about, like, never ever think that lighting modifiers are expensive when you could build your own ones. So, but yeah, that's my only 2 cents to it. Like, really, yeah, very, very cool shot.
You can use a white bedding sheet.
Yeah, exactly.
That, so pretty much anything you can turn into a great modifier. To be honest.
Get some clamps from Builders. They cost $15. Get some clamps and just clamp it up on a window, or whatever you use, and it'll diffuse the heck out of it. It's amazing.
Yeah, those clamps are amazing that they sell at Builders. I see someone commented wax paper works really good. I know Andre is a fan of that as well. And something that's very cheap, but you don't find it always, is a white shower curtain. That works great. Because it's robust and you can just chuck it in your crate and you don't have to worry about it. If it gets dirty, you can wash it. But the white shower curtain works really well, and you can just add a pole in the top, and there you have it. You can clamp it to anything to keep it up. So that's also a nice little home hack. What can you use if you only have one light? That's a question we have.
Well, I think it kind of stays to the point. If you only have one light, that's totally fine. I shoot a lot with using only one light, if it's in studio. I think, as long as you know what direction light's coming from and how to utilize it and how to diffuse it, it's, you can do a lot with just the one light setup.
And do you use the sun as your backlight usually? And then one light from the front?
Yeah, definitely. Like, like for instance, that shot from the previous one with the pot plant shooting from out the pot plant. If they used a light there, you can almost have like a flash coming in from the left of frame, and then use the sunlight to kind of give that rim light off. So that could be one example of how to use a flash. Use the sun to your advantage, or use any kind of window light to your advantage, and just balance it out.
And you can just reflect and bounce that light back
Exactly.
in. I've recently been buying. Yes, man, it's the cool. I went to Western Pack, and I went
Love
to
that.
the cooking department or whatever. I walked through there, and I saw all these amazing reflectors, bro. And it's all cake stands, different shapes, different sizes, and they're selling the things for like 16 rand. And they're
Jeez.
amazing reflectors. So yeah, if you guys want reflectors, go to Western Pack. We're not sponsored by Western Pack. Yeah. That's immense.
Yeah, and there's something that I knew, but Andre actually helped me a lot with that. Is the bigger your source, the softer your light. So if you have a small light and you put something big diffusing in front of it, correct me if I'm wrong, Andre, that will soften it out more than putting something small right in front of the little flash. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. So obviously, how lighting works is the closer you bring your light source in to the subject, obviously that's you're making the source bigger, and by doing that, you're getting a softer light. The further away that the light source is, similar to the sun. You can, if to explain it 100%, is like on a cloudy day you have a softbox because you have this massive source of light. And on a sunny day, the source of the light is so small, so that's why you get these harsh shadows. And I think if you think in that manner, that's the best way to kind of describe or understand it.
Awesome. I think that's
So
very
can't see you
valuable
guys.
information.
Yeah, it's horrible. I want to see you guys.
Yeah. Hello, Andre. Hello.
Myself here.
Hello, Andre.
Hello,
Hi,
good.
Andre. Okay.
Next
Sorry,
one.
man. Yeah, next one. I must remember to go to the discussion screen and to the critique screen. All right. This was done by Chris Vessels, who was our judge last week, and it's tarantula.
Is that a real
I'm sure
tarantula?
that's a real tarantula.
Oh,
I'm sure his wife Yolandi also helped him with this. It's his son's tarantula, real one, yeah.
Oh man, that is so cool. How did they suspend it? Is that the actual like? Whoa.
I don't know, Chris and Yolandi, if you're watching, please let us know how you did that.
Because I love that. It's so wow. It like jumps out at you. I think technically I can't really fault anything to this. I love the lighting, like coming from the top like that. It's beautiful. I mean, and the little catch light on the eye. It's geez. I mean, it's creepy. It's wow. What's the word they use for this?
Tarantula.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. I don't really have any critique to this. I think it looks and works really good, really well. The lighting is amazing. I love it. Kind of like a backlit kind of feel to it. That the hair is just standing up on that tarantula is just like
my hair too, bro.
Yeah.
I can't really look at this image. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
Can we get this over and done with, bro?
I'd love to know how many takes they've done to get the spider in exactly that spot without it falling on the poor kid's face. But it's really, really good. I love this. Well done. I can't really give any critique to this because I think as is, it's perfect, and it must have been quite a job to get it right like that. Unless it's a comp, which, hey man, I would probably have comped this image. You know, it's just a lot easier. But yeah, well done, well done.
Yeah, sure, Chris. I think it's a great shot. Like, I'm shit scared of spiders, so it's very difficult to look at this thing. But the lighting on the spider, that's insane. I mean, the detail you captured there is incredible. I really love the lighting. One thing I would have maybe wanted to see a little bit more of is maybe just a little bit more light on this part of the image, on the side of the face. Um, and something, but I don't know how one would actually be able to do it. It's just a little bit funny for me that the hand is just coming into frame. If you understand what I mean, I would have loved to see a kind of bend in a way, and then come into the frame type of thing. Now it only looks like this hand it looks detached from the subject, if that makes sense. So somehow, I don't know how, but something like that would have worked for me. But I can't fault anything on this image. It's great. Well done, Chris. And
Nice.
creepy as all hell. Jeez.
Yeah, I agree that the first time I opened it, it was, and because we didn't know who it was from, it was amazing to see that photo. And I love the way that it draws your eye exactly where it needs to. And we really want to know how they suspended it. I love the fact that you can see that little web coming into frame, slap bang in the middle. That's great. I don't know if it was comped in, or probably. Hey, I don't know,
If it's
but
content, it's a good job. You know, it can't see any faults to it.
yeah.
Very well.
But that's a great photo. Right, Andre, if you can put all 5 of them, let's do this quickly so that you can just see that we are here, Andre. And then we'll.
I've been checking on my phone, so it feels a little bit better now. At least I can see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what your screen looks like on your side.
No,
But,
just staring at my screen. You guys are nowhere.
A very nice and dark top 5. So Fred, now the big challenge job. So what are your top 2 photos?
Top 2, jeez. Man, it's so hard because they're all so good. And I mean, they've all taken like a lot of work to get done. You can just see like people actually went all out for this. It's so good to see. Top 2, I would have to say, obviously the spider image is phenomenal. So that's definitely one. And then the other one is definitely the shot coming from out the pot plant. So I would say those are definitely my top 2 of the series. The rest are fantastic, but I think those 2 really are striking images. And for me, it's like that is right up my alley kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm definitely those are my top 2. Terran's image as well as the tarantula. So I totally agree with you. I do have my winner, but it's up to you, Fred. Let's say yay, Pierre. What's your?
Ek sê dieselfde. I'm with you guys on the top 2.
All right, cool.
And now we're waiting for the number 1.
Can't they both just win? I mean, it's so hard to pick, but because both, the technical aspects of both are incredible. You both, it immediately creates a thought process of, okay, how did they go about this? How did they start? How did they come up with this concept? How did they execute it? And when I start thinking of a photograph like that, when I look at it, it immediately, like, it wins in my mind. As soon as you start thinking of a photograph and the technical execution of it, then it's for me anyway, it's a great photograph. That's it. That's what makes a great photograph. So I think, as I said before with Taryn's image, like, if she just had, like you guys said, like, seeds coming out from the hand, kind of like an action shot, because I can see she draws from Geordie Coalitic's kind of inspiration there. The way he shoots on Instagram, like, he always shoots like at f2.8 fast shutter speed action photos, shooting from through a subject, whether it be like a slinky or whatever. I think that would have really made this image like pop perfectly. And likewise with Chris's image, I think if there was a bit of lighting from the bottom, like Andre said, just to accentuate certain elements a bit more, it would have been perfect. So geez, I'm almost close to saying it's a tie, but I think Chris's image just does it for me in this one. Like, I think that's it. So yeah.
Got a winner.
Yeah. So, well done.
Well done, Chris.
Well done, Chris. I'm gonna have to stay off Facebook for the Facebook group for a whole week now because I won't be able to look at the image. Thanks, Chris.
Well done.
Well done, Chris.
Congratulations. So that just about concludes this judging live streaming first time around. Apparently my internet is hacking a bit. I'm sorry about that. I did try to connect through my phone, but it got kicked off the whole time. So the next entry, which has to be in on Sunday, is hour. There's a lot of words. There's a lot. I won't be here this weekend to remind you guys to enter and stuff. I'm going away a little bit with my wife. As soon as I end the stream, I'm packing my bags, jumping in the car, and I'm going. Hopefully to see some snow.
Nice.
I've never seen snow in my life, so that would be a first for me. Also, thanks to Dirkie, my business partner, who organized me this little getaway. I really appreciate it. I want you all to know that I really appreciate it. And then, if we can all stay together and grow this challenge. We went through a little dip, but I think we're climbing strong. I can't wait to come back on Sunday and see the entries for Monday, and then catch up with my homie Andre again, and on we go. Thanks, Fred, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for everything you guys are doing, man. It's awesome. It's exactly what we need for this community to grow. So keep on keeping on.
Good luck with your journey. Yeah.
No, thanks guys. But
I'll you should connect with Kurina there in the UK.
Yes.
And you should help us to branch out a little bit. To
Absolutely.
the UK.
Yes.
Thanks for everybody who's watching. And where's the snow? It's hopefully in McGregor. That's where I'm going. They asked them. Some people said they also use wax paper over an LED light. Great. Keep those suggestions coming. People are loving the stream. Andre, I think we made a right choice to do this. And thanks, everybody. That concludes today's session in exactly an hour and 2 minutes. I think we did well. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thanks, Fred. Please stay in touch and please keep on sending those great images. We love to receive them.
Much. Thank you.
Andre, a last question for you before we go. Who's your influences? Are there some people that people can go and look at to know where you get your influence from?
Yeah, geez, man, I've got a lot. But I would say if you really want to see some incredible images, check out Gregory Crewdson. I think he's the god of photography. He's the boss, man. So yeah, does
Nice.
insane work. It's almost like he photographs movie sets. I've seen behind the scenes videos of him building a set for 6 months. So it's intense stuff. He shoots large format film. He actually has a DOP, so he doesn't even he doesn't take the shot. He doesn't hit the shutter, and it's dude, it's Musa crews. It's like we're talking 60 people crews blocking streets off.
To
It's
take
huge.
photos.
Yeah. But his work is
Amazing.
incredible, bro. It's just honestly mind blowing. Go check it out.
So, Andre, you must just let me and Dirkie, my business partner, know that if you want to close off some streets, we'll do that for you. We can do the application at the municipality, and then we can get the whole ISO crew so that there's 60 people, and we can make this happen, huh?
Let's make it happen. Right.
Yeah. Thanks again. I saw somebody asked how do you spell the name, and somebody just answered it right beneath. So this thing is working well. I'm going to say bye to you guys, and then see you on the flip side. Thanks for joining in.
Enjoy.
Thank you guys. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye, Ella. Cheers.
Bye.
Right, there we go. And we will see you next week. Cheers.